We're here at one of the properties that we just recently closed on, and we're in the middle of our renovation process. Come along with me. I'm going to be giving you a tour of the entire thing and showing you what we're doing to it and how we actually bought this property. And that is how syndications work. This is what we call value investing. And in return, we can charge a lot more for rent for it. So now breaking down how we actually did this deal. So the first thing that we did was we closed the pool so we could actually redo it. The previous owner was not using the pool or the amenities at all. The biggest thing that we're doing to add value here is reprofiling the property, and that starts with adding great amenities that the residents can now use. So this area right here, it looks really nice. We're actually waiting for a furniture set with a nice little fire pit, so we're gonna add it right here. This did not always look like this. It actually was a kiddie pool. I'll throw some pictures of it up on the screen just so you can see it. So we closed on this property not even 45 days ago, and my construction partner on the deal, Noah, he's been out here almost every single day actually doing the work. Now, this is the most manual labor that I have done in probably years. Me, my wife, and my sister-in-law were up here for the last couple of days assembling outdoor furniture like these nice little chairs along with that table right there. We're adding a lot of plants and umbrellas for shade. That way people can actually come out here, enjoy the pool, and then go under their shade for fun. Now this right here is probably the biggest centerpiece of the entire renovation project itself. I'll throw up some old pictures of what the previous clubhouse looked like. It was terrible, wood was rotting, nobody was really excited to show it off. We tore everything down, we redid the siding, and then had this as a stucco wall, and now we're in the process, 95% done, with a very nice custom tailored mural for Village Square Apartments, and that is inviting people into the pool area, and it just makes it such a better property. Now this was actually a fence along with this bush, and what we decided to do to kind of extend it, because this property is on 5.3 acres, I believe, and there's a ton of green space that's not being used. So we tore this out and opened it up and then laid this concrete and poured the concrete over here and added another little pergola seating area. We're getting some benches made up to go right here, and then we're adding a charcoal grill. So that way, this is like us creating an experience for the current residents and new residents that we want to invite them back and actually use the amenities that the property now has to offer. This is what we call value investing. So we're adding a tremendous amount of value to the property by giving the residents great amenities that they can use and enjoy living where they live a little bit better. And in return, we can charge a lot more for rent for it. Now, come on. This is all gonna be newly landscaped white rocks with nice plants. This is part of the leasing process. I'll tell you what, in apartment investing, you sell the resident on the exterior of the property. It's got to be nice, the amenities are nice, and then you close them with what they see on the inside of the unit. So I always start, let's show the amenities first, work our way out, and then go in. And this used to be a workshop. This was not used at all for anything for the residents, and now we've completely turned it around. Again, we'll show some befores and afters. And now, as you can see, we've turned this part into a clubhouse for the residents. We have a nice little seating area right here, a coffee bar over there with a really nice fridge. We have games right here for foosball, and then my construction partner, without me knowing, got a 86-inch TV. I think it looks great. It's a little big if you ask me, but it looks awesome. And this is, we're gonna have some streaming services on the TV already installed. So again, we're trying to get people to come back here and enjoy the amenities that we're adding to it. And we opened this part up and created a leasing office for our leasing agent, because now we'll have the 68 unit and another 28 unit across the street. So we have 96 units all within a 2-mile radius. So we have a full-time leasing person working out of the office here, getting residents to come in, show them how great the amenities are, and then close them right here on signing a new lease and renting with us. And then with this space, we added a nice little bulletin board for advertising dog treats with some bathrooms that are being currently renovated. And this is the clubhouse. And so by adding these great amenities, it just reprofiles the asset from a C plus into what I like to believe a B minus asset today. Because it's professionally owned, professionally managed, and has a very nicely new renovated clubhouse and pool area, we're able to attract a higher quality resident and be able to rent for more without really having to do too much on the inside of the units. So like I said, we're on 5.3 acres at just this property alone. And as you can see, there's a lot of space. People here in Florida love their dogs. And so we're gonna be adding a dog park over here and making it a large dog park. And so the dogs can go get their zoomies out and the dog parents love them. And they're willing to pay rent for them. And so it's more income for us, more value added to the property, and residents are happy, they stay longer, and they consider it a home. So now breaking down how we actually did this deal. I did not buy this thing with all my own money. In fact, I used very little of my own money to get into this deal. We use what's called multifamily syndications. So we go out and we raise money and we partner with investors who have money to invest and they're looking to be a passive investor and not have to do any of the work. Like we're here doing all this stuff, making it a passive investment for them, and they get the returns that owning real estate has to offer. So for example, it's 68 units and we bought it for $9.9 million. Now, to be able to actually acquire this, there's two pieces to what's called the capital stack. We have debt and then we have equity. So like for example, we collect rents at this building every single month, we pay the expenses, and then what's left over, we do a 70-30 profit split. 70% of it goes to the investors and 30% of it comes back to us for actively managing the deal. So breaking the deal down from the numbers side, again, we bought it for $9.9 million. We got a loan from Fannie Mae. It's a $7.4 million loan, and they didn't look at my personal income or my personal credit in order to give me the loan. They actually looked at the asset, they looked at the rents that were coming in every single month, and they based it on the income from the asset and not me. So we paid 9.9 minus the $7.4 million loan. We have closing costs, and we also got paid a $150,000 acquisition fee at close of the property. So all in all, we needed to come up with about $3 million of cash to close, which again, we raised from investors. Now, to improve the property, like this stuff costs money, it doesn't just magically appear for free. We raised an extra $1.3 million between the reserves and what's called CapEx to actually improve the property. Between the exterior renovations, the landscaping, and the insides of the units, we came up with a budget of $1.3 million. So all in all, we had to raise $4.3 million, and it actually came from only 24 investors to close this specific deal. Now, for all the people that are curious on like how everything works and how we get paid and where all the numbers come from, I'll walk you through that as well. So first things first, I'm a big believer in investor first, you second. So I'll go through the investor returns and how that works and why they invest, and then we'll wrap it up with the fun part of how much money do we make for actually doing these deals. So our investment strategy as a real estate firm is to buy assets for the long-term hold, but also have a refinance event between years 2, 3, and 4. That way we can follow the most proven pathway of creating wealth in this business, which is buy an asset, refinance it, pull out all the cash so you get all the money back, tax-free, I might add, and then own the asset for a long period of time until it's a great time to sell. Like in 21 and 22, it would have been great times to sell. Now 24 and 25 and 26 are great times to buy. And so we followed that strategy to a T on this one. So from a return standpoint, our goal is to double the investor's money over the hold period that we hold it. And this is generally between 5 and 7 years. For example, let's say somebody invested $100,000 with us. Our goal is to send them back $200,000 over that 5 to 7 year period. Now, how we do that is a couple of different ways. Number one, cash flow. So we're paying an annual cash flow of 6% per year, and we do a monthly distribution. So an investor invests 100 grand, they get $6,000 a year, divided by 12, it's $500 every single month in cash flow. And they're getting the tax advantages that come with owning buildings like this. So they get a big paper loss as well on the investment that they might be able to use to help with their tax burden. And then year 3 comes around, we're done implementing our business plan, we've increased rents, we've increased the value of the building, and we put a new loan on it. our goal is to send back between $80,000 to $100,000 of your initial investment. So almost 100% of it back, if not more. And then we keep the asset until year 5, 6, or 7, depending on where we're at in the cycle and whether or not it's a great time to sell. And then when we do sell it, you get another $100,000 back. So cash flow along the term, refi, so you get all your money back. You can reinvest into another deal, get more cash flow, tax-free. And then whenever we sell it, you get the profit split from there as well. So that's how it works for the passive investor. And again, all you have to do is just write a check or send a wire, and that is it. Somebody like me or myself will be doing the active GP role. Now, for the other GPs in the deal, the active people, this is where all the money is made as a syndicator. For this deal, we made a $150,000 acquisition fee at close to 1.5% of $9.9 million. That was raised from investors and is considered a part of your all-in equity on the deal. So not only did we get paid $150,000 at close, we're also getting asset management fees, which is 1.5% of the $4.3 million that we raised. So it's about $60,000 a year or $5,000 every single month that we're able to take for managing the manager of the asset. And then we also have 30% of all the cash flow that comes from this property. So again, for this specific property, it's about $5,000 a month of net cash flow that we'll be able to take from it. So 5 and 5 is $10,000 a month, plus the acquisition fee at the front end, and then the equity that you get to participate in on the sale whenever we do sell. On this specific deal, if we hit our sale targets, it's gonna be in excess of over $1 million on just one single deal. And so hundreds of thousands of dollars throughout the hold period in cash flow, $150,000 at the front end of the closing, and you get a big $1 million plus check whenever the property sells. And that is how syndications work, only if you can perform and only if you do good deals. This is how making money in multifamily actually works. If you're active, you get the fees and the profit splits. If you're passive, then you get to invest your hard-earned money without having to do anything and get the benefits and returns that come from these assets. So we're about 45 to 50 days in. We're still in the takeover process of getting our hands wrapped around the property, understanding our current tenants, implementing our value add business plan, making the amenities nicer. And as we're finishing this, we're gonna be throwing a little welcoming party for all of our current residents and get some referrals. That's a little golden nugget. And then we're gonna start implementing the rent increases that will come from it and increasing our NOI. So throughout the process, I'll be documenting the entire thing all the way until the point that we refi it, and who knows, maybe even sell it in 6 or 7 years from now. And if you guys are interested in doing multifamily deals as well, make sure you check out the links in our description or join our community called the Deal Room. For just $67 a month, you're able to get access to 500 plus investors across the country, meet on a weekly basis to look at and review deals just like this one, and determining whether or not it's a good deal you should submit an offer on or pass on the deal. And as always, make sure you like the video, comment below what your thoughts are, what could we have done differently. I want to hear back from you. And most importantly, make sure you're subscribed so I see you on the next one.